telling Brooke that I went to, what was it, Red Hawk Casino the other day.
Okay.
A few months ago with one of my aunts. It was her birthday, and I went with her and my 3 cousins that are her kids. And we were all, basically, we were there for her birthday. And so we each gave her money to put into a machine, and we're like, oh, just play it or whatever. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was like $100 each. So then she had like $400 between me and her 3 kids. And so we each gave her $100.
That's such a good idea.
I think it was $100. I want to say
that's genius for people that love gambling.
And she loves to gamble. So we go in, whatever, and we're like just sitting there with her, and she's gambling like her own money still. And then we kind of just went for the vibe. Like, we're literally just sitting there watching her play. Like, we didn't really play like that. And so afterwards, she's like, oh, I have a bunch of credits for here. So, like, let's go, like, eat dinner. Because if we don't get dinner, like, my credits are going to waste after today's day or whatever. We're like, okay. So then we go eat dinner, and we're sitting there eating dinner with her. And she's like, I'll pay for it. And we're like, what do you mean? And she's like, if I don't use these vouchers, then like after today, they're expired. So I'm not going to be able to use them anyways. Like, just let me pay it. But we're like, we're literally at dinner for your birthday, bro. Like, you can't pay for it. That's weird.
It's free vouchers.
Yeah. So she was like, dude, just let me pay for it. Like, just let it be. And that's it. We're like, okay, whatever. So then she looks at us and she's like, also, I have an idea. And we're like,
this is okay. Why she's like, free dinner.
Yeah. So we're like, okay. She's like, I'm going to take these $100 from each of you guys. We're going to go to the high betting or whatever. High roller room, whatever. She's like, I'm going to put the $400 in there. And when I put the $400 in there, then whatever I win, we're going to divide between all of us. And we're like, no, it's literally your birthday money. Like, just use it and we'll go with you. Like, that's cool for you, whatever. Like, just win your money.
Oh, like, you don't have to split it with us.
Yeah, because like we gifted it to you. Like, just fucking gamble it, right? So then we go inside of the room, whatever, and she literally puts the little $400 in there, and she wins back.
Little $400.
Yeah, well, like, because she spends, people sit there and like spend hella money gambling. So she sits there and she puts the money in, whatever, and she fucking like maybe 3 clicks for the $400. Okay. And she wins like $1,300, right? Plus whatever was left in the machine. So she turns around and she cashes it out, and she like gives us each like $200 or something, right? So then she's like, I'm going to save the extra $400 after what we won, and I'm going to put it back in the machine, and I'm just going to keep doing it like this. And we're like, okay, whatever. So then she takes the $400 again. She puts it back in the machine. Now we each have like our little money that she gave us, whatever, or like the money that she gave us. And then she puts it back in, does her little clicks, and we're just sitting there like watching her. And then after like maybe 10 spins, she hits again, and it's like $1,600 this time. Oh my gosh. She gives us each like $300, and then she's like, I'm going to put these $400 back in there. So we sit there with her for hours doing this. Right?
That's like the perfect gambling scenario.
Yeah. So, and we're just standing there like in disbelief. Like, we literally are not even like playing the game, but she'll be like, okay, your turn. You hit it. Your turn. You hit it. And so we're each just reaching over her and we're clicking the button, and we just keep hitting, funny. Right?
Yeah.
So then she just keeps like basically recycling these like $400 that we had given her originally or whatever. And she just like kept winning on it. And so at the end, we kind of like I think we each had like $600 or something like that she had given us like back. Yes, from the $100 we gave her.
3.
There was 4 of us. So she had already won like $2,400 or whatever. Plus she kept the $400 that she was still going to put in there. So she's like, okay, on this last one, whatever. She's like, I'm going to put these $400 in, whatever. But at that point, it was already like 11 o'clock at night. And since at that time, Juanito was in Hawaii with his brothers. And I was like, I gotta go. Like, I literally can't see without my glasses. Like, I'm not gonna be able to drive home. It's like late, and I'm driving by myself. So she's like, no, I feel it. Like, just stay. I feel it. And I was like, no, bro. Like, I have to go because I have to drive by myself, and I work tomorrow. Juanito's not here, whatever, right? And she's like, no, I feel it. Like, you guys have to stay. And like, her kids were kind of like, no, like, we're ready to go too. Like, if Alondra leaves, we're just gonna head out. So then she's like, I feel it. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, don't go. And we're like, dude, like, we have to leave. I would have listened
to this woman though.
No, because we had already like, okay, bro, we gave you $100. We're all up. Like,
you're like,
she had her like $400 to keep playing with, plus whatever she had taken for the weekend because she was staying there the whole weekend. And we just kept going back and forth. We're like, no, we got to go. So whatever, we leave, right? I literally, no joke, pull out, and I get to the gas station. And when I get to the gas station, my phone starts ringing. It's my cousin. And I was like, this bitch just won hella money. I know she did. And I answered the phone, and she's like, my fucking mom just hit for like, and I don't even remember the amount, but it was like thousands of dollars. And I was like, bro. And so then I call my aunt, and I was like, of course you would win like a big ass jackpot, like right when we leave. And she's like, I told you guys, I had a feeling that you guys should have stayed. It was going to break up to be like, I don't even remember the amount, like maybe like $3,000 per person or something. Like, it was hella money that she had won. So we were all like, fuck, we left too early. So
in the high roller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she was like hell excited, like, I won again. And we're like, fuck, we literally just left. I was literally in the gas station of the casino.
I would have stayed. That's a big L on your end.
I mean, we had still came up because like I said, we gave her $100 as a gift. Like, you know, we weren't expecting to get it back anyways. So it was kind of like, whatever. We just came for her to have a good time for her birthday. And she's my favorite aunt. So I was like, oh, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And then at the end, we still left like profiting from the money we gave her anyways. What is the most you've ever like gambled at a casino? Or you're not big on like gambling?
Oh yeah. I love me some gambling. Yeah. Ever since I was a kid.
I love to gamble.
Yeah. No, I was gambling since I was a child, literally.
What do you mean?
Like, my aunt, she would take me to the gas station as a 4-year-old. And she would
buy you scratchers.
Yeah, we would go and she'd buy the scratchers. We'd go in the car and she'd give me a quarter and I would sit there and I would scratch.
Oh my! And God.
I would always win. And so then she would go get more and give them to me. She'd be like, "Okay, I can't scratch them. You have to scratch them because you're the winner." And I would win her so much money.
She's like, this 4-year-old has all the luck in the world.
Yeah. So then the other day, I was like, "Gianna, you're almost 4 years old. It's time you start learning the family business." Not really, but you know what I mean. Like I just wanted her to like.
Imagine she's like, hell yeah.
No, she was.
She wins $1 million. She doesn't even know. You're like, good job. You're going to college.
I mean, it's just scratchers. And like Luis saw me doing that with her and was like, what are you doing? And I was like, relax. I'm not like going to teach my kid how to gamble, but I've always loved gambling. And I think
it's just a little adrenaline. Like, hell yeah.
And I've always been lucky.
Like winning wise.
Yeah, I always win. I never really lose, knock on wood.
Yeah. But we both reach. I'm like,
but it's also because like I've never really done anything too stupid gambling wise. Like if I'm down bad, I'll just walk away. I'm not going to try and be like, let me win my money back. Like
I'm that kind of person. So I literally, my husband just knows now, like, look, we're each going to take $300-$400, whatever. And if you lose that shit, I'm not giving you any cards, bro.
Yeah.
He has more self-control, but I'm like, it's only $300. Like, fuck it. You know, if we're on vacation or if like I'm in Reno or something, like, bro, just give me some fucking money. I want to keep going.
Yes. Like I'll go back to the ATM once.
She said I pack up and leave, but I'm coming back for more.
Yeah. But hopefully I don't have to get to that point because hopefully I'm just winning.
For sure. I think for me and my husband, like every time we go, I'll be up and I'll be hell excited. And I play at tables and he's like he likes the machines.
Okay.
So we're never like together. We literally go like GSR is mostly where we gamble at. And we'll like go to the GSR and then I'll be like at the table like, fuck yeah, I'm winning, whatever, right? And I'll take my, like say I bet $200 or whatever for the whole time. And I'm up like $600 or something. I'm like, fuck yeah. And he took $200 and he comes back. He's like, I lost $600. And I'm like, bet. Like, okay, so now we're even.
Now we're even.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm like, it could have been a $600 win. Like, I love fuck off.
My TikTok career started because of me going to Tahoe. I won some money. I had this concept of doing shopping content on TikTok. I saw a girl post a video that literally said, I just spent my last $20 on this haul at Target and I'm going to show you everything that I bought. And she
bought one item.
No, she bought like 3 things and they were all like, really
Target
cute.
Expensive as fuck.
But when
she got one good thing.
I know, right? Should have gone to Walmart. No, but when I saw that, I was like, I've literally done that so many times. I couldn't even tell you whether I'm sad, happy, whatever. Like, I'll be like, I'm going to go shopping, make me feel better. So when I saw her do that, I was like, I need to do a TikTok like that. But then I was like, man, I'm broke. I don't have any extra money to be doing that.
Yeah.
So it just so happened that weekend we were in Tahoe and we were gambling and I won a spin and the spin was $300. So that night when we were in Tahoe, spent like $100 on a really good meal. I gave $100 to Luis, and then the last $100, I was like, I'm gonna go to Ross and spend just $100 on bullshit, just
whatever you want,
cute stuff,
just whatever the hell I want.
And then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna film a video and say, I just won $100 from the casino, and this is everything that I got. And on top of that, I'd never been to the Ross in Tahoe.
Oh, you were still over there.
We were still in Tahoe.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, this is a full experience. Like, I've never been to Ross here. And for Ross girlies, like, if you're in a different area, you want to go to the Ross and just see what it's all about and see what they have, right? So I told Luis my idea and he was like, it's your money, whatever you want to do. So we went. It was so fun. I spent all $100 on just like stuff I didn't need. Then we drove home. I went out into my car because I was living with Luis's mom and dad at the time, and I didn't want them to hear me talking to myself to a camera in the room. So I was like, the safest place for me to be is in the car. I filmed the first haul in my car. I posted it. I went to sleep because in the beginning I was like, I'm going to post it and I'm going to go to sleep and I'm not going to look at it out of sight, out of mind. And when I wake up, it's going to be surprised. If it's at 300 views, okay. If it's at 50,000, okay. And I woke up and it was above 50,000 views, and I already had crazy. Yeah, I already had like within that one video, it got me to like 5,000 followers.
Fuck.
And I was like, yes. I was like, I have to do this again tonight. And so I either don't know where I got the money. Maybe I asked Luis for it or something, because I truly was so broke at that time. Yeah. But he gave me money and I went to Didi's, and then I did Dollar Store and all that. But thank God for those casino winnings, because had I not, I would have never really
taken off
on the talk. Yeah.
That's good.
I know.
Do you think that when you were trying to grow your platform, you were spending more trying to grow it versus like now that you have that platform?
That's such a good question. Yes.
Or do you feel like you spend more now that you're like, I have to meet this quota of producing this amount of content to make people happy that I have to spend?
Why am I getting hot? Like, I feel like my head's getting red. This is such a good question, because in the beginning, I remember planning out in my planner, on Monday, I'm going to shop at Ross. On Tuesday, I'm going to shop at Didi's. On Wednesday, I'm going to go to the mall. On Thursday, so I would have to be like, okay, $40 for this day, $50 for this day. Okay. And so I would treat that like they were bills.
But this was when you first started?
First in the beginning. Okay. Because I knew I needed shopping content.
Yeah.
So to make the shopping content, I needed money. So, you know, when you would write like car payment due on the 16th, blah, blah, I would be like, I need this money on this day. I would literally treat it like a bill. If I didn't have money for Starbucks or like food, I'd be like, Luis, I spent all my money shopping for my business. I would call it my business back then, even though it wasn't a business.
Just manifesting a little bit.
I was manifesting, yeah.
And it sure worked out, and fuck it.
Yes, and he saw what I was doing and was like, she's a little crazy, but I see how this could work. Yeah. And it did work. And then once I got I'm kind of like skipping to like the middle now, but once I got I started getting my big paychecks, I would take a whole paycheck and I'd be like, okay, this is my spending money for shopping. Okay. And people would be like, how do you have so much money for shopping? And it's because I literally planned it out like a bill. Okay. So
when or how long when have you ever seen that?
No.
The little kid, how long, or like when did you realize that, like, not when did you realize, how long did it take for you to start making enough
to get to that point?
Yeah. Like, because you're saying you jumped to the middle, like how far is the middle from where?
Right. So I wasn't making any money and I was just dumping money into these shopping hauls I started TikTok in October, November, December. I was just spending
2020.
Of 2020. Okay. I was spending money, not making any money.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing huge hauls. That's why I was doing TJ Maxx, Didi's, and Ross, because that was what was in my price range. Okay. And it's genuinely where I shopped.
But I also feel like that's like where a lot of people's price range is at. So
yeah, it's so relatable.
Yeah, it's just more relatable. And it's cool too, because even though you've grown so much, you haven't changed. Like, you're not like, now I'm doing a Louis haul. You know what I mean? Like, you buy your items, which we've talked about before in episodes, where you're like, I'm so grateful for the amount of work it took to purchase this item. Or even when you've been gifted items like that, like, you're super grateful about it. But it's cool that you stayed like in the same dynamic. Like, oh, I'm going to Burlington today. I'm going
like, I didn't level up like a lot of people do. Yeah. Yeah, no, Burlington forever.
Yeah.
I could make $1 million and I'd still be shopping
at Didi's and Ross.
Yeah, so October, November, December, I was just spending money.
Okay.
But I was getting some cute stuff, so I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But at this point, it wasn't a business, so it's not like those things were a write-off, because as it turned into a business, because that's my job, you can write that off, which is a whole nother subject that I would love to get into. But then in January, we had moved out, Luis and I, from his mom and dad's house, and we were in our own apartment. And I remember getting an email, because I saw on a different TikTok to put your email in your bio in case brands wanted to reach out. And I think I had right over 100,000 followers at this point. And
in 3 months.
In 3 months.
How often were you posting at that time?
Every day.
But just once every day?
Once every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Even like on Sunday. Okay. But for me, that was so easy. One holiday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll go shopping once a day and show you in my car.
Yeah, for sure.
And so then I got an email from Procter & Gamble. They own like Febreze. They own Tide.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. They own all of those big box brands.
Like the household items. Okay.
And Procter and Gamble, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to promote Febreze at Target."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, bet. I love Febreze." And they gave me a rate, and I could not believe. Like, I literally like rubbed my eyes because this was 3 months in, and I was getting this big deal, and I accepted, and then I saved half, and I spent. Should I just say the dollar amount?
If you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, because it was my first big one.
Yeah.
It was $5,000 for one video.
After 3 months of doing TikTok.
And 100,000 followers. So they were like, all we need is one video for you to go into Target, buy the Febreze, and then show how you use it in your home. So 1 minute video of that. So I remember going to Target and buying every single Febreze that they had.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm getting paid $5,000 for this. I'm gonna
make this video good. And you know what? I feel like every time you record a bathroom video, you have so much Febreze in there.
And that is why, because they were my first big break,
You're like, you supported me, so I support you.
They helped me take off because I remember taking $2,500 and being like, okay, this month and next month, even if I get no jobs, I have $2,500 to go shopping and to just pump out content every single day. Yeah. And so,
especially if you were going from a place of like, I'm going to have $20 to go to Ross tomorrow. And
that's when the hauls got to be $100, $200 a day. Yeah. And it was so thrilling because I knew I was starting a business, but I also knew that it was something I loved to do, which was shopping. Yeah. So then I'd come home with all these bags and Louise would be like, did you get a good haul today? And I'd be like, yeah.
He's like, cool.
Meanwhile, people were on my comments saying, does your man know you're buying all of this? Does your man pay for all this? I'm just getting roasted by the negative Nancy's in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, if you only knew. But obviously I'm not going to tell them because it'd be like you telling a random customer all the ins and outs of the nail tech world and like how things work. And so I was like, I'm going to ignore them and I'm going to keep doing me. And because I kept doing bigger and better hauls that the viewers were seeing and were like, whether it was negative or positive, then I got more sponsorships in my emails.
Okay.
And
from that one, because they like
not from Procter and Gamble, just from like I remember Fenty. Okay. Not Fenty Beauty, Fenty the clothing. Well, it is Rihanna.
Oh, okay.
Her lingerie.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember the lingerie? Yeah. She reached out to me. That was like my second one.
Okay.
And she was like, "Hey, I want to do it." It wasn't Rihanna. She's emailing me. Okay.
She said Rihanna was on that bitch.
No, it was them. And they were like, hey, we want to work with you for 3 months consistently.
Oh, wow.
And we want you to do like a lingerie haul, but you don't even have to put it on your body. We just want you to show it because everything at that time was me doing like POV.
Like an aesthetic of.
And very aesthetic. Yeah. And they didn't have anyone on their roster of creators that was doing that type. I don't think everybody was doing the modeling of it.
Yeah.
So they were like, just show it and then we'll pay you X amount for every 3 months. And I was like, this is insane.
Book, yeah.
And then, I was getting all like, it was just picking up rapidly to where I couldn't even keep up with, I had to create systems. I had to create spreadsheets. And meanwhile, I was still working my Poshmark job and.
Okay. And you were creating content for them too at the time.
Poshmark?
Yeah.
Not at this point. I was still just on their community team doing their customer, whatever. Mm-hmm. But during all this too, I was pregnant.
Oh, okay. Because you guys got pregnant right
when we moved in.
Yeah.
So it was just like my pregnancy was just a whirlwind.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I was growing immensely.
Yeah.
I was getting bullied and shamed on the internet like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. But again, I just had to keep my head high and know that like I just kept seeing my numbers grow. I kept seeing the deals coming in, my bank account growing. I was able to pay off debt. I was able to help my family. I was able to help, it was like my life just changed overnight from shopping hauls.
That's so cool though.
I know.
But it was like your personality behind it or like your mindset of making a certain aesthetic too. Because
for sure.
And if you gave me the same 3 items to model that they gave you, like it would not be the same outcome.
It's like
it just wouldn't be the same.
It's when they tell you to find something you love. I was like, okay, I found something I love and I'm being me at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people love so much about it. And here I am today, 5 years later, not necessarily doing those types of hauls because what I learned in the long run is it's not sustainable. I feel like I've led a lot of girls to feel like they want to shop every day because that's what I was doing. But I should have had a disclaimer at the bottom like, This is
Do
a job.
not purchase daily.
Do not purchase daily. This is just a job. I'm getting paid. Blah, blah, blah,
Half
blah.
of this is being returned. Imagine.
No,
just kidding.
It was not returned. No way. But I was getting to the point where I was getting so much stuff that I had to start reselling it on Poshmark.
Resell a lot of it. Yeah.
And that's why I started doing decluttering videos.
So you say you've been doing it for 5 years now, right? So in the 5 years, with as much as you want to share, do you feel is your biggest brand deal, like, or like one that you're most proud of?
My biggest?
Yeah.
Or most proud of?
Yeah.
Dang.
Or both.
Dang. I think I'm going to keep my biggest to myself for right now.
Okay.
And maybe when we get into more episodes, you guys can find out.
Okay.
Because I never want to come off as like, some people really do get mad at the amount you can make on social media because they think it's so easy, and it is, but it isn't.
It's not.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
That the moment you're creating that 1 minute video, that is easy. But everything behind the scenes that takes up to get up to that level and that point, that's the hard part. But one of the ones that I'm most proud of is being asked to work with Disney World.
Oh, okay.
That was.
I remember that. Like right during COVID.
It was at the end. Well, not the end. It was mid.
Yeah.
It was 2022.
I remember I made like press-ons for you to go to Disneyland or something like that.
It was 2022. Yeah. I had a brand reach out to me, and they asked me if I wanted to work with a company. They didn't tell me the name. Okay. And they were like, they want you to make content for their social media platform. Okay. So essentially make TikToks for their TikTok. Okay. And they want you to travel to the location and like create the content on site. And I was like, this sounds so sketchy. Right?
You're like, where is the site?
Travel.
Who is the person?
And so I was like, I've always been very ballsy in that way of just responding, because if you run into something, you could always back out, right? So I was like, sure, like, what's the rate and blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, this is the rate. And I was like, oh, this is serious, because this is way too good of a rate. Yeah. And then they were like, are you available to travel this first week of 2023? Or maybe it was 2022. It was 2022 because Gianna was still a baby. Yeah. That was my first time leaving her too. I think
that when they contacted you was like end of 21, because it was still like in all the COVID stuff.
Yeah. And they told me that I would be gone. I would take a flight Monday. I'd come home Friday. And then eventually, once I like agreed to it, they told me it was going to Walt Disney World. Okay. They were like, Disney World wants you to create 3 TikToks for them on there was all a bunch of different creators. There was 4 of us, I believe, and they wanted me to focus on the hotels. Okay. So they wanted me to be able to share with the audiences why it's so great to stay on Disney property versus off of Disney property. So then when I got there, they just shuttled me around to all the different hotels on. So there's one with like giraffes. Like it's like a zoo. Like you open your bedroom windows of your hotel and you're like at the zoo, and giraffes like are walking around.
Window and stuff. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then there's another one, and it's like camp. It's so bad that I don't remember these, but there's.
That was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many really awesome hotels to stay on at Disney properties, and I got to like go around and film it all. And I had a team with me, like I had a van, like a whole production van. Okay. A team. I had a guy with a cooler, drinks and snacks that followed me around. Like it like, was just Brook. It was the weirdest experience. They flew me out. They let me stay in a Disney hotel. They paid for all the meals. They gave me spending money. Like Disney really went above and beyond for me. But I just remember being like so out of body and just feeling.
I think because you're so like humbled with like, even though you get all these big experiences, or like even if people think you make like all this money, you're like super humble with the way you are about it. Because I was literally just telling you yesterday, I'm like, you're literally the Adam Sandler of TikTok. Like, if you ever see Brook like in just person,
it's because I
like,
don't
just in human form.
Yeah, like in the wild.
Platform. Yeah, literally in the wild. It literally gives Adam Sandler like just because you're always so chill, like you do not care, like you know.
And what's so wild is that I come off very materialistic. Because hello, Brook the shopaholic. But in real life, again, you have to remember, I started this as a business. So it's almost like I grew this persona of me, but it's not the real me in real life.
But I think that it is you, because you do get excited about like getting stuff. Like even when we were setting up in here, like, oh, fuck yeah, let's get this or whatever. Like you just love shopping genuinely, but you're never like an asshole about it. You know what I mean?
That's so nice. That is very nice.
I think that makes a difference. And I think that's why a lot of your like audience is like attracted to your content,
because I'm not an asshole.
well, like, because you're not like, I bought these 20 fucking keychains because I can afford them. You're like, I bought these cute ass keychains because they're cute
and I couldn't not buy them, bitch.
But you know, there's a big difference to being like, I spent my last dollar on this shit because it's cute, I don't care, versus being like, I can buy 20 of them because I can.
That's so true. You're right.
Know?
Yeah.
So I think it's more like relatable to people, or like,
and it's because I was that person for 28, 29,
but I think the point of
years.
you sharing so much of your like career on the platform is because you want people to see that like I was this person that went through these things, but you also want it, like, I feel like in every video you're always giving like a tip or like a clue of how to grow yourself on,
because
like,
I want to see
media.
other people win like that.
So like if you just collect the puzzle pieces in each episode, you kind of like see like,
oh my god, that's a good like,
because like today you're saying like I just posted every single day for 3 months, and then you get like some crazy ass deal that ended up making you more and more, and like, and then also I think that everyone's mindset just works a little bit differently. So like if somebody else was giving those $5,000 from Febreze, would they have set aside $2,500 and then taken $2,500 to buy more shit, or would they have been like, I can pay this and this for this amount of time, and then I'm just keep posting and hopefully something else comes up?
Yeah, no, I was
it's just kind of like the mindset of,
oh my god, I was willing to bet on myself.
Yeah.
I knew like I could just, this 2,500 could just go to Juicy Couture bags and this go nowhere, but I just knew in my head like, oh, this is gonna pop off.
That's cool that you're able to share like your thought process going through it, because there's people that are going to think of it in a different way.
For sure. Okay. I know we talked about my biggest deal or whatever, and I know that we're in different industries, but I feel like you probably have something similar.
Yeah, for sure.
So as far as being a nail owner or nail shop owner, what is like your biggest moment and or brand deal or like money that you've made or whatever?
Okay. So for me, I think it's two different things. So like there's places where you can make a lot of money doing things, and then there's like things that you'll be proud of, right? So I think like
for sure.
Most paid service that like outweighed with like time and all that stuff, whatever.
Okay, so your coolest like service experience achievement type thing.
So like I think not like, I guess it's not the most money I made from a service, but like I've done a few influencers and stuff like that, which I'm super grateful for because they grew my platform so much.
Wait, can we say which influencers you've done?
Yeah, like the Murillo Twins. They were like first, and like every time that like Mo would come in, she would always tell me like, make sure you're recording because you should post this on YouTube, or you know.
Oh, I didn't know you did Mo's nails.
Yeah,
is that whose nails you did first, and then the Murillo Twins, or
no? I think I did the twins first because they were previously going to one of my like friend nail techs, and she had sent them to me because at the time she wasn't able to do it, and so I think that she came like with them or like during the same time. So they were super helpful like in the actual platform.
Because like they would tag you and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And they still do. Like when they get their nails done other places, they're always like tagging whoever they go to, or you know, because they live in a different city now. Yeah, they're super cool. And so that helped my platform a lot. But I think that when I realized like what the fuck, it's because I actually went to high school with one of the girls that was on like during that time she was on Wild 'N Out.
Oh, okay.
And so so she asked me to do her nails, and so I did them. And during that time, she was dating one of the Sacramento Kings players. Oh, okay. And so I guess like one of the wives or the girlfriends of one of the players had seen her nails, and this was like before, like right when I had got my license. So before I met the twins or like any other social media influencer
so this
or anything.
Is like first.
Yeah, this is like 2014. Like I had just got my license, and I remember I was like just at work, and like randomly some random lady was like, hey, like I'm like basically like a subcontractor of like people that basically make like the NDAs or like the contracts between like the players and their services. And she was just like, oh, and one of the girlfriends or like the spouses of one of the players saw your work, and she wants you to come like for Christmas to do like pedicures for them.
That's so cool. And for the women?
No, for the player and the girl, like as like a Christmas gift, because she knew that he liked to get his toes done. But like he's like this big man, like
what guy doesn't want a pedicure?
Yeah, but and I could say the name. Like he didn't tell me I couldn't say the name. That like the signing of the contract was more for like, don't release my address, or you know what I mean. And
because you went to his house.
Yeah, so
that's so cool.
It was DeMarcus Cousins. That was my first ever like celebrity like
Oh, okay.
client.
And you went to his house and you
because
gave
at
him
the
a
time
pedicure?
I hadn't done like any influencers or anything like that, and so
wait, can you say his name one more time for
DeMarcus Cousins?
DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, so he was on the Kings during that time.
Okay.
Yeah, and so and at the time
that is so cool, Alondra.
Yeah, and I had always, like I said before, like I played basketball when I was younger, so I was like, fuck yeah, like Juanito's a big ass Kings fan, like this would be hella cool. It was right around Christmas, so I was like, let's do it, right? And so I like signed the contract, like just don't like. I could say that I did his service, whatever. I just couldn't like give out his information or stuff like that, whatever, right?
Or like say lies about him or be like,
yeah. I think it was more of like just be respectful to his space kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I basically, I signed the contract and I decided to go do it, whatever. And they were like super cool. Like they're like, oh, just set up wherever. And basically the girl had like surprised him with it. So he had no idea I was walking into like, what are you coming in here for? You know, I just showed up to his house. And so I go to do the service and they were hella cool. Like I remember they put on like random like shows on TV and we're literally just sitting there, and like doing a man's pedicure is like, you're literally just like scrubbing their feet and like, cause you can't paint them. Yeah. Like
the stuff.
So there's not that much. And since he got the service done regularly, it wasn't like, there was a lot of like, it was just kind of maintenance.
Okay, you didn't have to like take a
yeah, it wasn't like anything crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it was fine. I did the service and whatever, they were like, okay, cool. Like, and going back, so like when they had me sign the contract, when she had offered, I just thought like the idea, I was literally 18 years old. I had just got out of nail school. I was working like office shop off of Northgate. Like I hadn't done anything with my career yet. And so as soon as I saw the contract, they're like, okay, how much do you charge for this service? And I don't care to disclose this because this is 2014. Like,
right. This is more
no
than
matter
10
the
years
number,
ago.
like no matter the number of how much I was going to charge them, like it was a lot of money then.
Yeah.
Especially for me, like just getting out of nail school, you know? And so literally when she had wrote to me, the lady with the contracts, I was like, I don't even fucking care. Like I will go do that shit. Like, you know, for free, damn near. Yeah. Like, yeah. You know, just to say I did, fuck it. Right?
Yeah.
But I ended up telling her like, oh, you know, like I don't really know, like since it'll be a home service, like how I'm supposed to charge for that, or you know what I mean. And so she was like, okay, $300. And I was like, okay. Like, are you on their side or you're on my side, right? Because $300 when you're 18 years old to go do a 30-minute pedicure for somebody at their house, like that's fucking nothing, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a lot of money to do nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I
like,
was like, wait, that's
that's a lot of fucking money to do nothing.
And you're a celebrity, of course I'll do it.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, bet, like $300, whatever, right? And so then I get there and I do the service, whatever, and then he was like, oh, okay, like how much is it or whatever, and I was like, oh, like my contract is like through your girlfriend and like
she paid me.
Yeah. So then they pay me, and he was like, oh, okay. So and then he just gives me like
a tip,
like $200, I think it was. Like he tipped me, and I was just like happy as fuck. Like 18, just moved out of my house with my husband, like just happy as hell, going home after 30 minutes of work, right? And obviously it was a bitch, like the drive and all that stuff, packing the stuff. But like,
wait, where did you live? Like what city?
I want to say it was like past Roseville. It was far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even remember where. I know it wasn't Roseville, but I just drove forever. Like this was so long ago, and I'm horrible with like freeways and directions.
It was probably like El Dorado Hills.
Maybe.
Folsom? Is there some bougie ass houses?
I really don't fucking remember.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think, but I just remember it was past Roseville.
That's so dope that he tipped you on top of.
Yeah, I think that he didn't really know like how much it was, but he was like, oh, okay, like thank you so much, whatever. Like we'll be contacting you, and I was like, okay, whatever. Right? It was just a gift, so I'm not thinking I'm ever going to see them again. So then this was like right before Christmas. So then like a few weeks before Christmas. So then right before Christmas, they contact me again. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like he held like the service. So I again pack up all the shit. And I was like, okay, let's go. Like I'm going to go over there. They're going to pay me the same rate plus whatever he's going to give me, right?
Your tip.
And so then I go and he's hella talking to me. And I think he put on like I think it was like Real World or something. Like some show was on the TV. We were just like joking around, laughing, like me and him and his girlfriend, whatever. And then I did the service. And I remember I had taken like the little money I made from the salon, because this is like weeks later, and I was just thinking of like ideas for Juanito's Christmas gift, and so I had bought him a pair of shoes. And
Jordans?
So no, they weren't Jordans. I don't think Juanito's ever really worn Jordans, but they were tennis shoes because he's always been like soccer and like playing, like he was athletic.
Okay.
And so I had bought him a pair of shoes for Christmas, and I had him in my trunk. So they call me to go back. I go back, and the whole time like I'm taking the stuff out, whatever, I do the service, and then I was like, can you do me a favor? Like when they were paying me, right? And he's like, yeah. and he literally pulls a Sharpie out of his pocket.
No.
Like, this man is used to like being asked, right? And I hadn't even brought the shoes out of my car, nothing. Like, I literally just said, oh, can you do me a favor? Like, no context. So there's like, he has no idea what I'm going to ask him, nothing. And he just goes, sure. And he pulls out a Sharpie from his pocket.
He knew.
And at the time, my husband was a big Kings fan. So, well, he still is. But I was like thinking, how much cooler will it be if
like,
he gets these fucking shoes and they're signed? And like, he was a really big player like during that time for the Kings. And so I was like, yeah, like I bought my husband some shoes and like he's a really big fan and he's always been a Kings fan. Like, can you sign them for me? And he was like, yeah, like it's no problem. I was like, I literally don't want to make it weird. Like, I don't want this to stop you guys from booking services or anything. And he's like, no, for sure. Like we've already talked to you. Like, it's fine. I was like, okay. So then I go out to my car and I come back in and I just like have him sign his little Christmas shoe box.
Oh, the box, not even the shoe. Okay.
Yeah. He signed the box. And for me, it was like more signing the box because shoes, like you'll get rid of them or whatever. But like boxes, you can use, you know, like as girls, we'll put like notes in a box or save pictures or whatever. So I was like, okay, he'll have it later on. And like to this day, like that was in 2014, 2015, maybe. Like 9 years later, he still has that box and he saves all of his PlayStation games inside the box.
Oh
and
my
I remember
gosh,
when he opened the box, it was so cute because he like saw that it was signed, but he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, it's DeMarcus Cousins' signature. And he's like, that's hella tight. Like, he was hella happy about it. So for me, it was like
unique Christmas.
Yeah. So I just thought it was hella cool that like from my job, I'm able to do these things that also make my partner happy, you know? And I feel like for me, like my proudest moments are not even like financial things, but it was super cool to me that like I've met influencers and they've like each one has been like the influencers that I've been able to work with or like celebrities that I've been able to work with, they're super humble. Like
you get good ones.
Yeah. Because
like
I've heard
a-holes.
like horror stories and stuff like that of people working on like celebrities and stuff. And I just feel like everyone that I've worked with, like I explained the Murillo Twins earlier, like they've always been helpful to me or like they would always like encourage me like post or you know what I mean? And so I thought that was hella cool that he was like, yeah, no problem. Like he didn't think I was like a fangirling like, oh, this bitch, she's been in my house twice now and now she's asking me to sign a box of shoes.
Wait,
you know?
Did he book you again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good, so the next time I went, they booked me like for manis and petties. Oh, and then the fourth time that we went, they booked us for a Mother's Day event. And at that time, I was already here at Pier Lounge. It was like when we first opened. And so like I had taken like a bunch of the girls with me to go service them. Oh, okay. Because I was like, they're asking me to do like pedicures for all the moms. And like I think it was like 8 of them or six or 8 of them, something like that. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it all by myself. So then I told the girls like, who wants to go with me? Yeah. And even the girls that don't do pedicures were like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like I'm hella down. So then we all went and we were able to do it all together. So it was cool. Yeah.
Did you guys all have to like sign something?
No, because they had me sign. And since they were like working under me, then and like I drove all of us, so it wasn't like weird. Like, and when you go to where they lived at, you had to leave like an ID at the gate and stuff, so they knew like who was going in, who was going out. So like all of us were signed in, so they would know like if something happens, we know who to go look for, kind of thing. But I think it was just more of an excitement for like all of our careers, like to be able to, you know,
and to bring like your coworkers and your friends. Like, hey, I'm doing this really cool thing. Now you guys are gonna come with me.
Yeah, and it was cool because at the end for Mother's Day, they like took a picture of all of us. Like I'm gonna have to go back and find it, but like all of us that worked together that day, we all got to take a picture with like the entire family, and like he was in the picture and stuff. It was pretty cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah, but like there's moments in my career that like I'm proud of in the sense of like I feel like it's a big accomplishment to other people to be able to work with like bigger names and stuff like that. But like for me, it's always been more fulfilling like when it includes more of us. So like my proudest moments in my own career were like when I would after I started working like with influencers and stuff like that, then I would get recognized more by brands and you know. And so I started working at like the nail expos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So every time that I went to Nail Pro, which is like our biggest convention, or during that time it was the biggest one. Now it's like whatever. But
is it like similar to like IMATs for makeup?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it used to be a really big one, and it's kind of like dwindled down. So they're like making new ones, but Nail Pro was like the it thing in Sacramento at the time. And when I worked off of Northgate, when I first got my license, the owner of that salon was like, oh, I want you to do demos like for Mia Secret, the brand. And so I started off, I think I did 2 years of doing Mia Secret, like, what's it called? Demonstrations. So I did like 2 years of demonstrations with Mia Secret. And then after that is when I started working like independently. And then I started working for Skyline Beauty Supply.
Oh,
and so they would contract me, and then I would like basically go and we would drive down to LA and I would do demos for the day or whatever, like products they wanted us to advertise. And I think at the time, or like the first ones that I did were Cherry. It's like CHERI.
Okay.
And it was like when we were using a lot of like nude acrylics and stuff like that. So I did like a whole, like, I think I did 2 years demoing for that brand. And then I started working with like, I think the biggest brand that I've worked with is like, like biggest and one of my favorites would be like Vetro.
Okay.
So then I started working a lot with the owner, not a lot, but during the expos I would work with Vetro. And so I worked with him for 1 year prior to COVID. And that time I had taken Ceci with me. And so we worked that Skyline Beauty Supply booth, but I worked it with Vetro and Chetty. And then after that, we like got bigger deals for the salon, working with like Young Nails from that, or like
I remember
Vetro
you
kept
working
sending
with
us
Young
stuff.
Nails.
Yeah. So I didn't stick with Young Nails for a long time, like for a long period of time, just because I feel like when I was working so much, I didn't care for the side of social media at that time. And so if I would,
it's hard to balance it all.
Yeah. Well, I think if it was just like, there's a lot of people that are in this industry and it's easier for them to pick one or the other. And so if you're always receiving like brand deals and stuff like that, then it covers the cost of you losing work. But for me, it was just easier to be like, my clients are happy and like I've already done all these fun, exciting things in the industry. And there's always so many new people coming into the industry. So it kind of like, not gives less room, because I think it's cool that everyone has their turn. But we all kind of just like switch out. Like, okay, we had our prime. Now you keep doing nails. You're good at your job, but the next flow of people will come in and they're amazing at it now. And there's always
That's such
different,
an interesting like mindset of it.
Yeah, just because I know that there's so many extra layers of it. And I watch like newer nail techs, or not even newer, but people that are newer to content. And I'm like, that's dope as fuck. I would not want to sit there and do that all day though, you know? So I think that there's different like layers of the industry, even though we're all doing similar work or like the same context, I guess. But I think it's cool that there is like a flow of like, okay, we were there and now it's your turn to be there. And like, we just kind of like exchange.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you're sharing the limelight type
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Yeah. Like everyone has like their little prime window, and then you kind of like flow into like who's cooler now, and like, you know, and that's cool to me too. Like because even like people that come in, they're doing like new exciting things where we're stuck in our old habits, and then we're learning from them, or vice versa, you know?
Or they're so new that they could pick up on like things that you as a veteran know is like what works and what's the best.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Or they bring in stuff that we're like so stubborn to see that we're learning from them, because now they have a new insight on it.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Didn't even think about any of those aspects of the industry.
Yeah.
So wait, I have a question. When you were doing the expos, did you get paid for that?
Yeah, so when you go down, you get paid for like the day of doing it, but I think it was more for me, it was more exciting to say like, oh, I worked with this brand, or having that connection to those companies. And the owners of Skyline Beauty Supply, when I would go work for them, right after that, I was doing a lot of classes and like stuff like that during that time. Mm-hmm. And so they were like super helpful with like making the kits. They gave me like a really good discount and all that stuff. So like they paid me for the time, but it was more of like building that relationship with them. And
because you used to do classes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So during that time, they would like fulfill the kits and I would pay them for it, but it was like at a better rate than what I would have gone them anywhere else. Every year they would contact me, or like the 3 years that I work with them, they would contact me and be like, hey, it's coming up again. Like, are you willing to come down? Because that expo that we did was in SoCal. Okay. So the 3 times I worked with them, it was down there. And I think we did like Pasadena, and then I think there was one like in LA, and then we did one here in Sac with them. So it was cool, like just kind of growing a relationship with that company. And they also aren't just like specific to one brand. So it's like an overall warehouse. And so they carry like all these different brands. So when I was making my kits during my classes, I was able to pick and choose, like instead of saying like, oh, I'm from this one brand and this is what I'm going to supply you, I was always picking out like, these are the actual things I use because this warehouse has all of them.
Okay.
And so I can be like, I like this brand, this primer from this brand. I like these files from, and so I was actually giving out what I would use in my everyday like job versus like, I work for X, Y, and Z, and you're going to get this entire kit from this, but something in it is trash.
I see.
Yeah. Like it's not something you actually use in your services. Yeah.
Interesting. You were able to like curate it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That's way cool. So within the nail industry, what are 3 or maybe like your top 3 or even just one incident that was like super out of the ordinary or weird or just like different?
I don't think that there's like weird things. I mean, we find products all the time that are like, nah, this is not it, right? I think it's just scenarios where I was like in not career mode, in like nail tech mode where I was like, what the hell,
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So I remember after doing the Kings player, another wife found me. So then I went to go do her nails.
Okay.
And
like on the Kings team?
Yeah,
okay.
He was on the Kings team and his wife had contracted me to go do her nails. So then I went to go do her nails, and I remember that I was sitting there doing her nails, and I had brought like a little thing of I think I had like candy in my kit or something. And so her kid, like her son was there, and I was like, hey, like, do you want a piece of candy? And the little kid looked up at me and he's like, what's that?
No way.
Yeah, and I'm just working, and I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean what's candy, right? So then I look at him, and the mom starts laughing. And I'm just like doing my job, and she's like, oh, he doesn't know what candy is because we never taught him the word.
What?
So he's never ate candy because he doesn't know what it is. And I was like, that is so smart. Like, if you never teach them, like, hey, if you shut up, I'll give you a lollipop, then they'll never know what those things are. Like, when your kid's whining and you're like, if you stop, I'll take you to the donut shop. Or you know what I mean? Like something like that. So that always stuck with me. And it was like, I was just doing nails. So I guess like there's not like what the hell moments in the industry, because I feel like I've what the hell myself.
Okay.
So I think my what the hell moments are like while I'm doing my job.
That is
instead of like an actual nail incident, I guess. But there's been times where like, oh, like an actual like nail one was when I went to go take my state board test. You have to, before, I sound like a dinosaur in the nail industry, but we used to have to do a practical, and now they don't have to do that anymore when they take their
a nail dinosaur on me.
Yeah, because they don't do it anymore.
Okay.
So in 2014, when I went to go take my test, I was taking my test, and every time that you did one of the practical parts, the instructor would come around, pick up your hand, and they would look at it, right? And the night before my test, I had stayed in Fairfield because that's where the exam was, and I rented a kit where they have like a center where you can rent the kit to do the practical, and then you just kind of go through. The teacher had told us like, go through, and stuff you don't like in the kit, just switch it out with something that's yours that you're used to working with. I was like, okay, but I didn't think of the nail glue being a problem. Like, it's fucking glue, it's gonna glue, right?
Yeah.
And so there's one whole like 15-minute segment where you have to glue a tip to it, so they make sure that you're going like sidewall to sidewall, like end to end, and then you have to buff it out and like make it level with the actual natural nail. So that's like a whole part of the test.
You don't have to do any of that anymore?
No. And so I'm sitting there, I do my process, I'm gluing the tip on now, right? And the tip never glued on. So am I
bad glue?
Yeah, like it just didn't stick. And I was like, she's gonna come pick up this hand and it's gonna fall off.
Oh no.
Right?
Yeah.
So I literally just thought fast, and I wiped the glue off so that it wouldn't look wet, and I buffed the tip first, and then I reapplied the glue and just like stuck it onto it. So like the moisture was making it hold, but it was not glued on.
Oh, okay.
So if she would have, like,
temporarily.
Yeah. So she comes around and she picks up the hand, whatever. Well, for this segment, she didn't. When she went around, she picked up everyone's hand, and for some reason, she just looked at me and she's like, okay, and then walked past.
You're like, thank you.
But if she would have picked that fucking hand up off the table, I would have literally failed because it's only like 4 parts.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, to the test. So I was like,
just luck.
Yeah, I literally just got lucky because I was like, fuck, if she picks up this hand, I'm fucked. Like, that's it for my test, you know? And then you have to reapply and do the thing all over again. So I think that's like one thing that I always remember, like, bro, just a damn nail tip would have stopped Alondra V nails. Imagine.
That's crazy. And then you would have had to redo it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and it, like, at that time, it takes like months. You have to reapply. You have to like go schedule again because it's a state test. Yeah. So it's just like all these extra steps just to get this like little manicuring license.
Heck
like,
yeah. Thank you, moisture, whatever it was.
Whatever the hell was holding that nail to that fucking hand.
A prayer.
It did it for me that day. And then third, I feel like just like the topics that we had today, like working with like different influencers and stuff, you have a lot of like what in the world is going on moments because you're like learning different people's personalities in different industries and stuff like that, I guess. But like I said, like all of them helped me in some way. And so like I'm still grateful for them, you know?
Have you ever had any WTF moments with me?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sweet, sure.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yay.
I think like when you like tell me stories or stuff just because our personality is so different, I'm like, what in the world? But like not like as a client or anything like that, just where like I'm like, what the fuck is why? What the fuck is why? Yeah. Why is she still my fucking client? And what about yours? Do you feel like you've had any like these moments?
Wait, what kind of moments? Like crazy moments?
Like some kind of like crazy moment or like a wow, this is really my job.
Well, right away I have a negative one.
Okay.
I woke up, I want to say a month ago, and I was getting a bunch of comments on one of my videos. It was either a decluttering or a shopping video. I'm like, where's all this traffic coming from? I just, by now 5 years in, I know that someone either posted something about me, right, to drive the traffic. It's not just like random people finding me. So I went on Google and I Googled my name, and the first thing that popped up was this recent YouTuber made a video dedicated to my video and how over consuming I was. Okay. Like she would be on camera and then she would be playing my video and then she'd be like, look at that. How can you do that? This is just so bad. And like, what the fuck? As she's like playing my video, like just picking it apart. And I remember being like, in my head, I was like, you don't know what to make content of. So you feel like you have to take my content and just ridicule it.
Yeah.
And that is your content. Like, I was just like, what?
Was the rest of her platform that though? Like just picking
other people. Yeah. So her thing was to pick apart other influencers on whatever niche it was that they were doing. What the hell? Yeah. So then like, I don't know. I didn't watch any of the others because it's like, I'm not going to watch these hater videos.
Yeah, like giving her views for it.
But it was just like her extreme opinions on people and what they do. And that was, and the video already had, it was up for like 4 days and it already had 80,000 views. So she was a great content creator. Yeah. Just like, girl, make some content that's going to make you happy. Yeah. It's going to share
You're
joy.
Making yourself pissed off on purpose.
Yeah,
just
you're
looking for shit that pisses yourself
on camera. And then you're getting all these other haters coming to your page agreeing with you. So like just that energy, like you don't even want to be on her page.
Or there was probably people on there that knew who you were too. And they were like, bitch, don't be coming for Brook.
I think like maybe a couple, yeah. But the majority are like, yeah, that's disgusting. Like over consumerism is just so awful. God. And I just so happen to be the representative of the overconsumption community. Yeah. You know, because like whatever.
I'd be like, then don't follow her.
Yeah. It was truly a what the fuck moment. Yeah. That was the most recent. Another was when I first moved out to Sacramento up there. I went to the mall. Gigi was a baby. I was with Luis's cousin and we were in the elevator and this lady, she looked like in her 40s. Okay. She looked at my stroller and she goes, baby Gigi? And I was like, what the? And she goes, Brook the Shopaholic? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I follow you on TikTok and I love your content so much. She's like, and I just think Gianna is so adorable. But the fact that she knew my daughter by her nickname and like just, it really tripped me out. And she didn't mean anything negative by it at all. It's just
Lewis was probably looking at you like, why the fuck is she identifying my kid?
Thank God he wasn't with me. If he was with me, I was with Luis's cousin. Okay. Luis's cousin's like, how the heck does she know you? Yeah. Because this was kind of in the beginning and a lot of people didn't know that I had such a big platform over there because people weren't even on TikTok. And I had to explain to her. I was like, oh, well, I make videos on TikTok. So she must have seen me there.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I would be like,
yeah.
The good thing was she ended it with like, I know who you are, like from
for this. Sure. And it was a otherwise super she'd be
like, baby
moment.
Gigi, what the?
Yeah. Yeah. It was super sweet. And then another WTF moment was recently as well. And this has been happening for years and years and years. People will take my content, make their own channels, re-upload my content and get paid off of it just for like the views. Okay. There's tons of these accounts out there, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And my man works in cybersecurity. So the other day I was sitting on YouTube and this other this other user, it had my profile picture, it had all of my videos. And Lisa's like, is that your channel? And I was like, no, this is some randoms. He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I was explaining to him, he's like, so somebody out there is reposting videos of my daughter. And I was like, yeah. And he like lost his mind, blew a gasket. Like, I don't know what he did. He was working and he just was like on his computer, like
erased the whole thing.
And I was like, and he's like, this shit isn't fucking funny. And I was like, no, I know. I don't know what to like.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure this all out. So those are some top what the fuck moments for sure.
There you go.